Ian Blatchford, you've come to Brazil to sign an agreement with the Museum of Tomorrow. Can you tell us why that's become such an important museum and potential partner for you?
Well, there are many reasons. Some of them are based on rigorous reasons, and some are simply childish excitement. I'll start with that. The Museum of Tomorrow is a stunning building. It's one of the most remarkable new museums in the world, built by Calatrava and in a wonderful location in Rio Harbour. But the most serious point is that the Science Museum in London is passionate about taking an international perspective on science. And if you think of all the subjects that one might be interested in, science is naturally one without borders. And we've been looking for a great partner in Brazil for two reasons. The first is the scale of Brazil, but also many of the really interesting scientific challenges are really going to hit Brazil. Most obviously sustainability and climate change. And we're very keen to make a contribution in two ways. One is really working with these countries to actually find solutions, but also to improve the understanding of scientific challenges for people back in England, because very often it's quite difficult explaining to our fellow countrymen that climate change has real, gripping, sharp meaning when you're in a country like Brazil, where some of the agricultural, water and population challenges are really very vivid. So the Museum of Tomorrow, a wonderful title by the way, I wish my museum had the same name, I'm very jealous. We hope will be our long-term partner in raising public awareness about the great challenges.
So very often science museums are viewed as sort of dry and dusty places with very little public interaction. It's just what the scientists want to sort of give to the people. How does the Science Museum actually challenge that stereotype?
We challenge it by doing very rigorous audience research, and that is one of the strengths of the Science Museum in London. It is particularly appealing to our partners in Brazil, because like us, they've had great relationships with scientists, but they also know that if you really are trying to engage the public, the worst thing you can do is create a museum display that is like a textbook on the wall with lots of factual information. You have to have a certain panache in the narrative, and also talk about the personalities of the scientists involved. So we hope that between the two of us we will gain a deeper understanding of new techniques of actually explaining fundamental concepts and then persuading the public, both in Britain and in Brazil, that they can really be part of the solution. I think that's the key. Scientists sometimes are slightly wary of the idea that they're all for public and debating priorities. But I think our lesson from recent years is you've got to actually be very generous in your mindset.
There are tendencies in the world that really want to deny science. So how does a museum like the Science Museum go around tackling issues where there are science deniers actually stating that things are not actually true,
yes,
but are true?
Well, there are a number of obvious examples. One is the sudden rebirth of creationism. The other is some recent disputes about vaccines. And the other area, which is vividly on my mind, and a topic that I'm very keen to talk to my colleagues in Brazil about, which is genetic modification of crops. Because if you look at the scientific evidence, both of the safety of that, but also the way we're going to feed the world, some of those who are opposed really are going to cause us great harm. And my point about denials is that, thinking about your question, it would be a mistake to fall into the trap of thinking that there's a particular type of denial that is over right wing, and sort of the American Republican type of denial. There are also denials on the left wing as well. A lot of the environmental movement takes positions that scientists find quite difficult around crops, but also nuclear power. So how do we deal with that? Well, the first is, what I agree with our colleagues here, is that we are not going to be bullied away from actually just stating what appears to be factually true, and celebrating, first of all, the integrity of scientists and also the scientific method. And in a sense, the way scientists think and the methods they use need to be part of every project, so people can see that actually when scientists say something, they make recommendations or come out with conclusions, it's on a basis that is wholly more convincing than some of the denials. And
Finally, how would you view the relationship with the Museum of Tomorrow developing over, say, the next year to 2 years?
Well, I hope that a number of things will happen. My sort of dream, if I can put it like that, is that the relationship becomes one of partnership, not transactions. So very often in museums, partnership deals, all that really happens is that they swap exhibitions and have a rather commercial relationship. Given what I said earlier about the importance of some of the great science challenges, I hope we can co-produce exhibitions and also educational projects and reach a big audience. And the other thing I would really love to do is to think that in inspiring young children and teachers in England, we can do those projects in Brazil as well. And this is the crucial dream for me, get English and Brazilian children working on citizen science projects together. That would be just so fantastic for the children we reach.
Well, that would be wonderful. Thank you. We'll see what we can do in the British Council to move that process along. Thank you very much.
Thank you.